legal dictation at the speed of 100 to 110 words per minute. So be ready. Start. The trial court took the view that no foundation had been laid for adducing secondary evidence, since what was sought to be produced was only a certified copy and not the original, and hence discarded the lease deed. Taking the view that the other documents relied upon by the plaintiff for the succeeding years are not enough to establish the title of the plaintiff, the trial court dismissed the suit. Incidentally, the trial court also appeared to find that the defendants number 1 to 9 had not established the title claimed by them. But the trial court rightly took the view that the burden was on the plaintiff to establish his title, and any weakness in the defense would not entitle the plaintiff to a decree for recovery of possession. It may be noticed that defendants number 1 to 9 had made a counterclaim for relief against the plaintiff in respect of a portion of the property, and the trial court found that the counterclaim had not been established. Thus, the trial court dismissed the suit as well as the counterclaim. The plaintiff filed an appeal. In the appeal, he questioned the refusal to permit him to amend the plaint and supply better particulars which, according to him, were needed for a proper adjudication of the matters in controversy. He also challenged the refusal of the trial court to admit the certified copy of the lease deed dated 21/7/1875 in evidence. He raised the contention that the documents produced on behalf of the plaintiff and the admission of defendants number 1 to 9 of the title of the predecessor of the plaintiff over Khasra, and the plea raised that the property in the occupation of defendants number 1 to 9 was outside the property of the predecessor of the plaintiff and did not form part of Khasra, established the title of the plaintiff. He contended that on the materials available, the trial court ought to have decreed the suit, and the dismissal of the same was clearly erroneous. Alternatively, it was pressed that the trial court ought to have permitted the amendment of the plaint and also ought to have admitted the certified copy of the lease deed in evidence, and that not having been done, and the trial court having discharged 2 of the witnesses that the plaintiff had cited and produced for examination, there had been miscarriage of justice, and the plaintiff was entitled to have a proper opportunity to establish his case. On behalf of defendants number 1 to 9, it was pleaded that the stand of defendants number 10 to 13, disowning any joint right, title or interest in the property with the plaintiff, was relied upon. It was submitted that the trial court was justified in not permitting the amendment of the plaint sought for at a belated stage, and in not admitting in evidence the certified copy of the lease deed dated 21/7/1875, that there was no occasion for the appellate court to show any indulgence to the plaintiff. Thank you so much.